Video part 2, Mr. President. So, all right, after declining that offer and all that, months goes by, and they found a list in the truck, and somewhere in Pennsylvania, something was hit a month or so before this incident. Okay, so needless to say, I get charged with that too. I turn myself in on that as well. The judge gives me a $50,000 bail, unsecured, so I didn't have to put nothing down, no money, nothing. The state paid for it, and then, if I don't show up for court, then I owe state of Pennsylvania $50,000. All right, and again, the whole time I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing, holding a job, everything. I had to shut my business down. I had to move out of my house. Couldn't afford the rent no more. Nothing. I lost a lot. Okay, over this whole ordeal. Michael Thomas, thanks a lot. And so finally, after months later, finding out that the lawyer never filed for a speedy trial, finding out that he was all upset because I wouldn't take the first deal, and I finally tell him the whole story. I explain to him, because I get the affidavit. I get the motion of discovery, should I say, with what I'm charged with, and what actually happened. Okay, so we have a meeting with the detective, me, my lawyer, and the detective in the room of the courthouse. All right, on the day of my case, even though it got postponed again. I mean, mind you, I never wanted any of these postponements, And so before we get involved with my case, my lawyer and the detectives sitting there talking, having a good old time for like 5-10 minutes. Hey, how's so-and-so doing? I heard he ain't doing so good. He's got cancer. He's about to die, and this and that. Oh yeah, we got to hook up, have a drink one day or whatever, talk about whatever, I mean, I'm saying they actually had a 5-10 minute conversation before the detectives showed a video of me at the truck stop. Nick was with me. Nick Johnson was with me. That's my stepson, okay, which was my business partner, who I've helped also. And again, me and him left in my Cobalt and went back to Baltimore. The truck and trailer was in Mike's possession, okay? And it was a lot faster to get back in Baltimore in the Cobalt than it was with a big truck and a trailer connected behind it. Again, so I get Nick home and then help. We were all tired, I worked a whole day and then left to get the trailer, okay? And that's just how it happened. I was dog tired, man. I just wanted to get back. I wanted to purchase a trailer and get back. Mike Thomas, and his buddy, he was too tired to drive. His buddy didn't have a license. I told Mike, I said, nobody drives it except you. You're the only one that has a license, so if something happens, everything's covered. So finally, after I hired Mark Semke in Pennsylvania, York, Pennsylvania, and I asked him to get all the information on Mike Thomas of what he was arrested for, okay? He was arrested for copper wire theft. They found a cigarette butt with his DNA on it in a stolen truck, Dodge Dakota, from a construction site in York County, Pennsylvania, one of these townships around here, okay? And he did some time for it. So, and I actually got locked up for that too in 2015. All right, again, let's be honest here, and and he tried to say that I came there with a Chevy S10 and with a truckload of wire, and that wasn't true at all. He had no idea that the police got him with a cigarette butt in that stolen truck from the construction site. He had no idea. They didn't tell him that. So when I go to court, he stands up in court and says, Your Honor, and let me tell you something about Mike Thomas, pathological liar all the way. And I can give you many names and numbers, and they'll tell you straight up, that boy is a pathological liar. He just lies roll off his damn tongue. All right, so he stands up in court. My girl, my fiance, yet again, I've been with her since I got clean, 6 years. And You know, we're finally getting engaged. But anyways, my mom and her come to court because I had hired a lawyer for that as well in 2015. And Mike stood up and told the court, then the judge, that he wasn't testifying, that it's not true. Mike had nothing to do with it. Mike Cook, had nothing to do with it. So I looked at my lawyer and I said, well, I'm asking you to move for dismissal, drop of these charges. So the judge granted it. Lawyer did what I asked. His name was Mark, I believe, too, but not Mark Semke. So finally, people, just a couple months ago in Virginia, I was forced. So again, the judge in Virginia, in Mecklenburg County, told my lawyer while I was standing there on record, and Alan Nash, the state's prosecutor, not to discuss my defense because there is a jury trial at hand. Okay? So I went down there the day before my court date so I could get a hotel, get settled in, because it was considered a 2-day trial, right? And I had to see my attorney the day before, which is the day I went down there and got the hotel. It was a Monday. Court was Tuesday, Wednesday, 12th and 13th of June and of 2018. Okay? And so, you know, I told my lawyer, I said, well, look, Nick's telling me 2 weeks ago that he's coming. And he tells his mom texts me and says, don't get him involved, leave him out of it, he's going through a lot, this, that, the third, he's got a new job, everything. You know, everybody has an excuse why they can't show up for court. So I asked my lawyer to postpone it for me this time, finally, where I wanted to request a postponement, which was almost 2 years later. And so he says, well, it's hard to subpoena somebody out of state. Well, how is that? I'm from Maryland and I'm fighting down in Virginia, and I've showed up for every damn court date. Well, of course, if I didn't, they'd put me in jail. Let me tell you something, people. The judicial system is really screwed up. I was automatically judged by my record. Okay? Hadn't been for Mike Thomas trying to put me involved with one of his shenanigans in 2015, and you know, again, ever since I got clean in 2012, I haven't done shit with him, excuse my French. And you know, I moved on, man. And so for him to do that was crazy, you know. And anyways, so that never happened. So I said, well, look, Mr. Nash is offering everything back, your truck, your trailer, all your contents, and 12-month sentence, work release. Okay? I still said no. You know, I've taken deals in my life, and when I knew I was guilty of them, I took a deal. You know, I'd work it down as far as I can get it, and then take the deal and do my time, whatever, and call it a day. You know? But when you're innocent, you really want to shoot for an innocent case, you know? And that's what I said no, you know? I said, just let me come see you Monday and talk about this. And so I go and I tell him, I said, well, you know, Nick's not coming. I said, let's you know, I'm scared. I'm from Baltimore. I'm scared to do a jury trial. Even though I wanted to take it, my gut was telling me to do it. Possibly I would have been, if I was found guilty, I'd have got 10 years. Easy, flat. So then he asked me, I said, let's just see if he'll give me the same deal as the other day. So my lawyer asked me and Danielle to step out of the office. Mind you, I go right out his office door and there's a bench right there. Okay, his secretary, some young kid, comes in his office and he gets on the phone with Mr. Nash, and me and Danielle overheard him say, well, his witness isn't showing up tomorrow, but he wants to see if you'll give him the same deal. Well, now that he just told him a part of my defense, You know, it doesn't matter if he's coming or he's not. You were told not to say anything about it. And it's on record, people. It's on record. Courts record everything. And so Mr. Nash says, well, instead of 12 months, I'm taking it back up to 14 months. You know, it was 14, then it went down to 12, now it's back up to 14 because he done told him part of my defense. So Mr. Nash is trying to screw me yet again. And so don't ask me how. So I finally, the jury's showing up early in the morning, and so I go in a different courtroom. I sign the paperwork, it says work release. I was asked one question about work release, okay? And that was, do you have any escapes or walk-offs? No, sir, I do not. I've been on work release twice in my life in the early 2000s. And so, okay, no problem. We'll give you work release. The judge will recommend it as well, okay? And usually as long as you have a judge recommend you work release, you get the work release with no questions asked, all right? And I'm going to get to that point on video 3 because I'm almost out of time yet again. All right. So I got the truck, the trailer back. I was never told anything about money owed. So there's $17,000 owed on storage fees. Mind you, my truck and trailer was sitting in a regular cornfield-like place. There was a mound of dirt along with some shooting targets. There was bullet casings all over my truck. There was somebody stole the front tires, the new front tires off the front axle of the trailer. Whoever towed the trailer to this place jackknifed it, put a big dent in it. But I was never told nothing about it. I couldn't even go see the truck or trailer unless I paid this money. So this my lawyer, all right, and again, I paid him $2,500 for the criminal matter, $1,500 for the civil matter, which is to get my truck and trailer back and the contents, okay? And so he calls chief of police, new chief of police down in Mecklenburg County, Virginia, and he says, well, we'll take a lump sum of $3,000. So I come up with, I called him back. I said, look, I can only come up with $2,000. So we made an arrangement to give the $2,000 cash. I owe $1,000. I had to sign a promissory note that I'd pay that non-interest, and by 2021, I think it is. It's on the paperwork. Okay, so that's when I go and see everything that was wrong with the truck, trailer, and all. Bullet casings all over it. Like the police were there. My vehicle, truck and trailer, was the only vehicle on that premises. Like I said, it was like a cornfield or whatever, and I know where it is because I'll never forget it. I mean, traveling back and forth to court for 2 years, I know the area now. Okay, so I know where they had it. It was not a fenced in impound lot. It wasn't even an impound lot. There was no cameras, nothing. All right, and I'm forced to pay $3,000, and I got all this damage done, and so, and I'm fucking in it. Jesus, I'm cussing, and I'm innocent. All right, and so after all's done and said, now Pennsylvania moved up on my case, and I was forced to take a deal with them as well. Mind you, I only took these deals because I got bills and all, and I just want to be able to still work, okay, on work release. So in York County, Pennsylvania, you can have your vehicle and your cell phone. When you're done your work for that day and you park your truck or car on the premises, you got to lock your phone in the car. All right, and you have to have full-time employment in order to be on it. That's all I was ever told about this, okay? I'm going to stop, and we're going to go to video 3. I'm going to make a third video because I'm out of time. Thank you.